Hello, ESL 135 students. We're just finishing the book. We're on chapter 10, the last one, first part of it. So today we'll just talk a little bit about the beginning of that chapter. We'll look at the vocabulary, some pronunciation. Then we'll look at the parts of the story. You have kind of a long reading about science fiction and famous science fiction writers. And then you know how the definitions of words can change a lot. So when they're talking about aliens in the stories, they're really talking about things from outer space, from other planets, Martians, etc. They're not talking about immigrants. So we sometimes use that now. If you remember this movie, E.T., it was about aliens coming down. Lots of movies, War of the Worlds, about aliens coming down with kind of a bad result, but other movies, aliens coming down with a good result. People have written about this and made movies about this for a long, long time. So the vocabulary, we're just going to go over some pronunciations, and I'm on page 210. So a sequel is if you make a movie and then you make a part 2 or a part 3, that's a sequel. Then we have protagonist. A protagonist is the main actor or actress. And ruthless, that means if you don't care, you're very dangerous and harmful, that's an adjective. Destiny, that's your noun, that's what your future is going to be, your fate. Glimpse, a little bit hard to pronounce, glimpse. That's just a short picture of something where you see it for a little bit of time. And then we have aliens. So aliens, remember, they're referring to people from outer space. Then we have 211, a little bit more vocabulary. We have the word flee. We have the word inferior. We have intellectual, literally, stunned, unimaginable. So flea, we do actually have two fleas in English. If this flea is actually a little tiny bug that can get on your animals like your dogs and your cats, and it causes them to scratch. It's a little bug. Okay, so we don't want that one. We want this flea, and that means to run away really fast. Okay, inferior, right, superior, inferior. Inferior is the opposite. Unimaginable, something that you can't imagine, you can't believe, you can't even see. And then stunned. So when you're very, very surprised, you can say you're surprised. I'm very surprised. But then even more, to make it stronger, you can say I'm stunned. And then even more is shocked. And stun kind of comes from where something happens and it's so strong you can't even move. And then shocked comes from electricity, if you touched electricity. Okay, so these are just other words to say that you're really, really surprised. So we'll talk about the stories. Very long story, but very interesting to read about science fiction. Maybe you have read some of the books by Ray Bradbury, very famous author for us. We'll talk about the rest of chapter 10 next week. So until then, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.